Because I'm a hairy guy,
God.
and I've seen like my dad, and my dad's not that hairy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got it for show from my mom, and so
Hey, but you're one of those Filipinos that can actually grow a beard though.
yeah, it's weird.
Blessed.
I have like chest hair. I have like a
You do?
fuck ton of chest hair.
Not many Filipino guys
I'll
get
show-
chest hair.
For the listeners that really want to fucking see, you gotta hop on YouTube. I'm showing for the first time on ICBTB history,
Dude.
my cleavage. Dude,
Whoa!
I'm like a fucking gorilla.
Oh my God.
I'll just blur it in post.
You have to pay.
You have to pay.
There's a paywall.
A paywall if you want these chest pics. It can't be that bad, oh, 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 it can't be that bad. I know that you're a big Disneyland
I love
type
Disneyland.
person. I love Disneyland too.
And I don't even like Disney that much. I just really appreciate the art and engineering that goes into Disneyland itself. Like if you've been to Disneyland,
Oh yeah.
like the way that everything is planned out and just like put out there is so meticulous that I have to acknowledge it,
The attention to detail.
The attention to detail is crazy. You go into Toontown, does not look like you're in the middle of fucking Anaheim.
No, not.
No.
What's crazy is that Anaheim is just this very normal kind of ghetto beat down
It is.
city, and it just has like one of the greatest places on earth, Disneyland, in there.
Yes.
It's kind of like I love Vallejo. I love the culture in Vallejo, but we'd be lying if we didn't hear gunshots.
No, yeah. And
all the
I've
time.
told people that Vallejo is a very comfy place for me.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like what do you call it? Like when you flip through magazines and see like neighborhoods and stuff, you're like, oh, this looks really nice and I want to live there and it looks very peaceful. No, Vallejo is not a very peaceful place, but it's very comfy. Like
It is.
there's a lot of comfortable people here. I haven't experienced any like racism in Vallejo. No. Like, I feel like if you
Racism's the
are,
least of your worries.
I was about to say,
here.
if you're racist in Vallejo, you need to get the fuck out. You're gonna get jumped.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Like any kind of like crime would stop like in its tracks if they found out you were racist. They'd be like, that's what you're tripping about
Yeah,
here?
for real.
Like, we're hungry, we're starving, like we ain't got no money, but like you're racist?
Yes.
I feel like if there was a brochure for Vallejo though, on the brochure there would be Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.
Six Flags for sure.
Like front page.
Yep.
They
That's
wouldn't
the
advertise that the crest was right there.
No. Oh my God. When I was in college, I went to veterinary college, like I said earlier. And a lot of the people there were from Brentwood area, Brentwood, Oakley, because I went to college in Concord. They've never met a Filipino in their entire life.
You're kidding.
No.
You're
like,
kidding.
No. She was white. I love her though. Like, I just feel like she's one of those white girls that just don't know, But she was asking me a bunch of racist kind of questions. And she was like, so what kind of Asian are you? Like, do you have dragon statues at your house?
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, she was like, do you do nails? And I was like,
what the fuck up?
I was like, no, we don't. And I was like, you never met a Filipino? You never been to a hospital? Like,
Yeah, at least that. At least that.
not any of that.
I don't think I've ever met anyone that said you don't have dragon statues inside of your house. I've definitely I'm used to like the very surface level Filipino questions, just like dude, I love pancit.
I love lumpia.
Fucking love lumpia, dude. So all y'all are
Are you a nurse?
You're a
I
nurse.
bet you're a nurse.
Yeah, which I'm not even offended by, because like sometimes it's just like 9 times out of 10 we are nurses. Like
Yeah,
it's just kind of like in the
But I feel like those are people that know or are in proximity to Filipinos, so they know the stereotypes to ask. But she like did not know anything, and I had to explain to her. I was like, we're more close to Mexicans
If
than
anything.
Mexicans and Southeast Asians. If you've ever met Southeast Asians, I don't know. But she did tell me she was visiting Vallejo, and her and her family were going to Six Flags.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh, like, you're going to be right next to the Crest.
Yeah.
And she was like, what the fuck is the Crest? And
Oh,
I was like, it's a magical place, gated community.
Yep.
Yeah, all the nicest people are there.
The Crest sounds nice, just objectively
Right,
speaking.
right.
Just like when you go to Vallejo, be sure to visit
visit the Crest.
Oh, man, poor white girl.
I was like, yeah.
Dude.
And it's crazy. She told me after her Six Flags trip, she lost her phone.
Did she lose her phone?
She lost her phone. I don't know how. She said she lost her phone, and she checked the Find My iPhone app for it, and it was in the Crest.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, yep.
Yeah.
Like
that makes sense. Yeah, you dropped it at an amusement park, immediately brought to where you probably think it would go.
Yeah. And I was like, yeah, it's not surprising. And then that's when she kind of I guess I kind of gave her a bad example of Filipino, because I was like, I grew up in Vallejo. There's a lot of Filipinos there, and then she went to Vallejo, and then
that probably shouldn't have been her first stop.
No.
Like, there's some like Vallejo's really good with culture. We were just saying that like it's a melting pot.
Yes,
it's too bad. Like, I mean, she's from like Brentwood / Oakley. I mean, like, those are nice areas.
They're very. Oh, I went to her house
Bougie.
before. Bougie as fuck. Like 2-story house, like jacuzzi, pool, and everything. And I'm like, I used to go to my friend's apartment and use the community pool just to go swimming. Like,
but she has that. Like,
she
in her
has
backyard.
that. You know, she's a very and she knows this, and I've told her that, and you know, I still like her. You know, but she's a very privileged person, and I think like that was probably the first ever encounter I've had with someone that's never met someone like me. So that was a very interesting experience. But being in Vallejo is just a whole different kind of thing, meeting people wise. Yeah. Like I said, like I met Cujo and all the homies literally last year. And they're like my closest friends right now. Like I would literally die for them if I could choose.
And I think that you chose yourself a good group of friends. You guys all chose each other very well.
I think it's very organic too.
The amount of talent and how genuine the members of your homies that I've met thus far, the fact that there are that many of you that you guys have met within such a short period of time is something that doesn't happen to a lot of people, nor does it happen in that short period of time.
Right, yeah.
Like, I meet gems of people that I become close with at a much slower pace. But y'all are like a force to be reckoned with.
It just bursted. Like it started off, I was asked, or technically I asked my friend Abby. She is the director of 1 Week Stand, which is going
Abby. I know Abby.
Abby, woo!
I know Abby through David.
Yes, yeah. And that's kind of how she asked, or I asked her if I could be on set, because I've never been on a film set. And she was filming 1 Week Stand in like May of last year. So I was like, I just want to help in whatever way possible. So I helped make the poster. I did wardrobe. So I was on set. Yeah. And then that's where I met David and Cujo. And
that's how y'all met.
That's how we met.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it was just instant vibe. After filming, we were hanging out at the makeup artist and also my friend Carla, her house in SF. We were just vibing and hanging out and smoking. And I told Cujo and David about my idea for a film called The Spot, which I could probably get into later.
Ooh, yes. I mean, you could get into it whenever you want, but like, first of all, let's introduce you to the baddies, to the listeners. I'm very excited that this is finally happening. But yeah, let's get into it. Baddies, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of ICBTB Podcast, also known as It Can't Be That Bad. Today we have a Viv from your homies up in the motherfucking studio.
Up in this studio.
Artist, graphic designer, tattoo artist, and overall good human. How you doing?
Oh, hi.
I got to meet you at an event back in September. You approached me and Alejandro, and you were just chopping it up with us.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was just in front of the stage, and we were talking, and you were like, I have a friend who's making a movie. And I was like, you have a friend who's making a movie? Little did I know you're talking about David. And I'm like, I've known this guy for a decade already.
Yeah.
But yo, it's crazy that fast forward, now you're here in my my home, and we're recording a podcast.
I know. That just flashbanged me. That really was our first like encounter, and I was literally like, I just told David because it was at Kaleidoscope, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to random people and give them like these stickers and tell them about your movie. And
that's very brave of you.
It is actually very brave of me because I'm not very good socially. I think I'm very awkward. So like hanging out with the homies has definitely made me blossom into a more social person, I guess.
You come off as very very social, very extroverted.
Really?
Which is like, but I think it's common for us like creatives to have that on the outside.
Yeah.
On the surface
and
level.
And feel introverted by ourselves.
Introverted by ourselves, or even amongst a group of people still feel that level of introvert.
Yeah.
I just think that like being creative just comes with all these like different. I can't classify myself. People ask me like, you're definitely like an extrovert. And
you're
like,
definitely like an ENTP or
something. You're like, what's the personality?
The personality test?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, on a Wednesday, I'll feel this way. On a Thursday, I'll feel that way.
Dude, I 100% feel that. Because I've taken that test like 4 years in a row. Because apparently you have to take it every year. Because, you know, it could change.
Yeah.
Because you grow. But I've got an INTJ, which is, I think, engineer, or someone that's like a mediator and introvert, which I still like. I understand why I got that result, but I do feel that I am extroverted at some points and I'm introverted at some points. I think it just really depends on where I'm at, what I'm doing, like who I'm with. But the homies really do help me just like
blossom,
be myself pretty much. And I've been forever grateful to have these friends for sure.
And I've heard great things from the homies about you. I mean, we were just talking before recording that like what I've heard is that like you're the person that kind of like gets the band together and kind of like, okay, let's focus, let's regroup, let's do this damn thing that we met up.
I try
to do. Which is a beautiful thing, because what comes with being a creative is being just so scatter-minded and just kind of like not knowing what to do, or just getting lost in the moment of what you're doing that you're like, oh yeah, I forgot that I was here to like record something.
Most creatives thrive off of chaos. And like I also like I said earlier, I thrive off of creative clutter. So my room can't be 100% clean or else I will go insane. Like I hate minimalism and I hate like things that are just black, white, and gray. And like I need things to be around me for my brain to work. So getting the homies together, I guess, I don't know how this got appointed to me. I think I just started automatically being like, okay, this is your idea. Let's like plan and do this and get it done and over with. Because for me, I really like organizing. I love planners. I love calendars.
Wow.
And that's like the non-creative side of me, I guess. Like I love feeling like I have things organized or things planned out. It's not great all the time. Like I'm not good at keeping up with it all the time. But when someone comes to me with an idea, I try to help them execute it as much as possible. Because I really do believe in them. Like if I believe in you and I believe that you have the work ethic to really want to do it, like you gotta really want it. And I can tell everyone in the homies, like they want something out of themselves. So when they come with me with an idea, I like really try to put it together and like help them, because I know it's hard to do anything by yourself, you know.
It's difficult.
So
it's
crippling.
Very hard. It's so it is. You can be. It's hard to be your biggest fan when you're alone in a room.
100%.
It's hard, even if your music, if your art, if whatever you do is fucking amazing, that would impress Simon Cowell himself. Right. It's hard to know when you don't have that support group, when you don't have someone like yourself to kind of redirect that creative clutter or the creative chaos.
Yes.
When Cujo was on here, we were talking about chaos and that what you guys have is controlled chaos.
Yes.
Because chaos within itself, like it's like chaos, period, creative chaos is like having a fucking paintbrush, dipping it in paint and just splattering it everywhere.
Right.
Controlled chaos is directing it at the fucking poster.
At the canvas.
And then creating the art.
Something, yeah. Yeah, it definitely is controlled chaos because, you know, I really appreciate that the homies are saying that I'm helping put things together. But I really do want to give flowers to everyone because it's a whole team effort. Like, you know, I could not be able to have this controlled chaos without everyone else, like, putting into keeping the control, you know? And like you said, like with creatives, it's just really hard to get on the same page sometimes. Yeah. So with controlled chaos, or I guess with the definition of controlled chaos, we like fuck around for like an hour or two. And then after that, we're like, okay, like we're here for a reason. Let's do something. And we still have fun with it. Like, I think that's one of the things that helps with the controlled chaos is that I try not to make it feel too much like work. I don't want people to feel like they're being forced to do something because technically you're not being forced to do anything. We're here for the same purpose and the same goal. So as long as we keep it fun, we're all friends. And I know it's really hard to work with friends.
Oh, man. Yeah, I get that.
It's very hard to work with friends, but they've all been great. Like I can tell when someone it has a lower energy than other people. So I'm like, okay, I'm not going to push or force anything on you. Like everyone kind of works on their own pace, you know? So whoever is available, they'll show up, and they do show up. Yeah. Like it's crazy because I've had other creative groups and creative friends throughout my life, and sometimes they just won't show up or they won't want it as much as I do. And in this group, at least there will be someone that's showing up. Yeah. And a good majority of us do. So it's very great. It's a very supportive group. I've never had friends this supportive. And like you said earlier, like a lot of creatives have like imposter syndrome. Yeah. So like we're always being like, I never know if it's good enough.
It's tough. Sometimes I'll be like, I'll have an episode and like I'll listen back to it and I'll be like, man, Christian, you kind of suck at what you're doing. And then I put it out and everyone's kind of just like, you know, I have people hitting me up saying like, yo, great interview. Like you really just like you put that you did your research, you prepped you had a great conversation. I'm just like, man, I don't fucking
I don't believe
it. I don't but I was telling you downstairs as well. I was saying like for the first time in a long time, ever since you guys started taking over this podcast, and I just been like collecting y'all. Which by the way, having you in my podcast pocket, that's another member of your homies down.
Your homies take over for real.
I've never felt more passionate about this project.
I'm so glad.
I'm not one of y'all, but I feel the love that I'm sure you guys all feel with each other. Cause you got, what I just gotta say to all of you guys is thank you for believing in me and in my project and reinvigorating this kind of love that I had for what I do. Yay! Like I knew, there's something beautiful with like having these artists on, and kind of building this craft with these people that I fuck with. You know?
Fuck yeah!
It's like I now it makes sense. I'm just kind of like. No wonder I talked so much in school. No wonder I love talking to people.
Right?
It's because I'm glad it became this, you know?
And you like started to recognize it. Yeah. And that's kind of like one of the things with your homies is that every event, every podcast that we're going to be in, every type of content we're going to be in, we want people to know that we're passionate about what we're doing. This isn't something that we're just doing to make money. Mm-hmm. Like, we're not doing it for the money. This is pure passion. And this is a group of friends that literally purely believe in each other. And I feel like that energy is very contagious. Mm-hmm. And when we believe in other people, like you, Russell, other people, we're just like, we try to send that energy the same way.
Yeah.
And hopefully it inspires people to be more passionate about what they want to do, you know? Because I've had a lot of friends that struggled with what they want to do. And I'm just like, you don't need to know what you want to do immediately. You just got to find it within yourself to feel out your different passions, and then you'll be able to recognize it later.
Yeah.
So you being able to recognize that I love talking to people, I love chopping it up. This is literally the perfect
this is
setup.
Wow, this is a space for me to be able to meet people and to be able to, I don't know. And I think there's something so beautiful about what I do. When I hear someone after the podcast has been done and they say yo, that was the most fun podcast I've ever done.
Yeah.
And then someone messages me afterwards saying hey, a lot of people are saying great things about the podcast, it's opening doors or providing opportunity. I've been told on multiple accounts, just after I put them on my podcast, other podcasts started hitting them up. I'm that's a beautiful thing.
That's great. And that's how you know you're succeeding.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it fuels your passion even more, because what you're doing is going in the right direction that you want it to go in. So that makes you even more hyped up to continue doing it. Because as artists and as creatives, it's really hard to continue when you feel like you don't have a support system, when you feel like you're not doing anything right, when no one's there to give you affirmative words or anything. It's really hard to just keep going. Yeah. So the fact that we're all keeping it going in this fucking economy, in this fucked up world that we're in, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Creatives need words of affirmation.
Yes,
and this podcast is 1.5 hours of just recorded words of affirmation, and that's why I like having artists on here, because we all need to hear it.
We do.
What did you want to be when you were younger? Did you see it?
God.
Did you see yourself somewhere in this realm at all?
So I've told Cujo this, and I've told other friends that when I was younger, I was always 100% sure of who I was. There was never a time where I was like, I don't know who I am, but they're all different versions of me. Because when I was younger, I can remember my first ever job that I wanted to be a fashion designer.
That's dope as fuck. I mean, that's still in the creative realm.
I could really do it, maybe. I don't know.
But you could still do it.
I was younger. I've always drawn since I was little. And I would draw little characters and draw them in different clothes and stuff. And that's when I was I think I was 5 or something. That's the earliest memory I can remember.
That's so cool.
But I was I want to be a fashion designer. I want to draw different clothes, and I want to make different clothes for people and blah, blah, blah. And then, but technically underneath that, I think I really just wanted to be an artist already, because it was based off drawing. I just like drawing clothes on characters. So nice. I was I really want to be a fashion designer because I like drawing clothes. And then later in high school, that's when I wanted to be in the veterinary field. I was very inspired by my uncle, who's a veterinarian. He's actually the vet in Springs Road in Vallejo.
Oh, really?
Yeah, if you ever go see him.
Dope.
Dr. Asper, that's my uncle. He's great. But I was very inspired by his work with pets and animals. I've always loved animals. I've never not had a dog in my life. But like I said to you earlier, I just got so burnt out from actually working in the veterinary field. It's a lot. And
I'm sure it's a toll on your heart. Your poor little heart. Just
you get numb to a lot of things.
Well, because once upon a time when that question has been asked to me when I was young, I'm I was a kid that loved animals, you know. When I was in 7th grade, I got my first Chihuahua. I'm just I want to be a vet or a vet tech.
Yes,
and then I started talking to a cousin that was in the field and to other
depressed.
people, and they're just saying, you really all right. I mean, good luck.
Good luck.
Because I don't know, if we as a human species are watching TV and movies and are more concerned about a dog popping up on the screen and being like, oh fuck, this dog better not die.
Yeah.
Rather than seeing
right.
you know, like any of the protagonists and like being like, oh, it's fine. Like if they, you know, people die in movies all the time.
Flashback to like I Am Legend or something.
Yes, I Am Legend.
That shit
Marley and Me
traumatized me.
Just like, come on, it's this dog has made it this far in this apocalypse. Just let it live throughout the movie.
Horrible. I was so numb to. I had to like put down pets like 4 or 5 times a week. But I was
what, a week?
Yes,
I thought you were just gonna say 4 or 5 times. Oh my god!
No, 4 to 5 times a week, and I was numb to it. And I, you know, obviously when you're in the healthcare, you know that you're helping them in the end, like you know, but it was just very like taking a toll on me mentally and physically. And like I said earlier, oh my god, we chopped it up so much earlier, but I just realized that I don't like working when I feel like I can't care about it enough. Not that I don't care about pets, but I don't care enough to put my body through this and not get paid enough at the same time.
You gotta get paid money for that.
Yeah, I was getting paid $19 an hour, San Francisco.
To drive all the way to the fucking city
For
to put
real.
down some animal. Oh god.
Yeah, it was life-changing for me because from high school to college, that's literally all I focused on. I did art on the side. So I would work with different organizations, or I would do commissions, things like that, and just do art on the side while focusing on my career as a veterinary professional. And I think at the end of 2020, like right when COVID and the pandemic happened, that's when I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Why am I putting my body through this? Like, I'm not even happy anymore. I hate going to work.
Because I think that's society. I think we get used to the societal expectation of this is what life is. We drive to work, we commute to work, we pay bridge toll. We go there to not get paid enough, and we come back to pay the bills and rinse, wash, and repeat, you know?
Yeah.
It's sad, you know, like, and to each their own. Live your life how you want to live it, but if there's something out there that you want to do, give it a fucking try.
And I've told this to a lot of my friends, and I think that's why they think I'm very sensitive. But I try to remember the humanness of it all. As humans, we're literally not programmed like mentally to be at a 9-to-5 that you don't care about, that doesn't fuel you, doesn't give you any type of passion, doesn't allow you to know yourself more.
Yeah.
It really fucks you up in the brain.
It does.
And that's why right now, like, I've just been chilling. Like, I work with the homies, I help them with productions, I do art on this, well, not on the side, but I do art for anyone that needs it, like commissions, and then I work as a graphic designer for Stay Diff, which is my work, my regular work, and then I tattoo, and it's a lot. Like, I still do a lot, don't get me wrong. It's a lot of work, but it's work that I'm actually very excited to do. Yeah. And it like makes me look forward to the next day and the next day and the next day, versus someone that's working a 9-to-5 that they fucking hate. They literally would not want to think about the next day.
I love that.
For me, I'm thinking about this entire year. What am I doing this entire year?
Wow.
Like, you know? So
it's cool. It's cool what you do. And I could see the passion within you kind of like spark up as you speak about it.
Yeah.
And your effect on other people and how they speak of you. And it's so cool. Your art is so good. You're really good. I mean, like, the fact that you have the ability to put your art permanently on a human body, and it turns out that way, and it looks so good, and you could do this in the middle of a party, and it just still turns out really, really good.
Thank you.
How does that feel? Like the fact that
it feels, at first when I started tattooing, it felt daunting, and like I said, like, art has always been in the back of my mind, but I've never fully conceptualized it because I never thought it was going to be a real reality for me. Like, my parents have always said, like, art doesn't make you any money. You can't have a career in it. So I always did it on the side anyways. Just, I've always been passionate about it. I actually started apprenticing for tattooing while I was in college for veterinary.
Oh shit.
It just didn't last very long because the mentor that I had, he was in Vallejo. He just had me drawing circles and lines and roses every day, even though I already have like artistic background. So I kind of just wanted to know how tattoos work because I understand it's a different medium. But I didn't really get a lot of progress in my apprenticeship because of that. It was just constant repetition. And I feel like I teach myself a lot better than under a mentorship. So I just, I started practicing tattooing by myself a few years later, literally years later. I went back to the idea of tattooing.
That's so cool.
Only because I started dating Joseph.
Shout out to Joseph,
to my boyfriend.
Yes, it's so dope. Shout out to you. Shout out to anyone that brings out the creative side and makes you pursue your passion.
For sure. He had a tattoo machine, and he actually tatted me for my birthday.
What?
And I was like, damn, so you just do, and he's not he's not doing tattoos like that. He just wanted to learn by himself, which anyone can learn and tattoo yourself. Be careful though. I will say
that shit's on your body.
That's on your body, and you don't want to catch anything. But anyone can literally buy one and practice on themselves, and then. But making a career out of it is kind of hard. But
it's different.
I saw that he had a tattoo machine. And I was like, why don't I just
do it?
Learn? Why don't I just do it? So I bought my first tattoo machine. Started working on fake skin. For a minute, and then oranges and watermelons and stuff, and
just anything
whatever,
fleshy.
anything that I can, anything fleshy, pork skin and all that. And then I started tattooing myself. The first tattoo I did on myself was, you can't see it, but it's this like heart on my.
Were you scared? Because
for myself?
Yeah, you're just gonna all right, Viv. Here we go.
You know what's crazy? For myself, I just go into it, and the moment I did the first line, I was like, oh shit, this is real.
Yeah.
This is happening.
Girl, it ain't fake. It ain't fake. I mean, that's just
This is happening. But, once you do the first line, you have to keep going, or else you're just gonna have nothing, or like one line, and then people are gonna be like, what the fuck is
What's
that?
What's the story? I chickened out. I mean,
yeah. So I tattooed on myself, and then I started Joseph allowed me to tattoo on him, so he was my first body canvas. When I met him, he had 12 tattoos, and after a year of practicing tattooing, he had 27, I think.
What the fuck?
So we added quite a bit.
That's the perks of dating a tattoo artist, because Melissa and I talk about. So because I have 2 tattoos, I have a Full Metal Alchemist tattoo right here,
sick. That's
the Transmutation Circle, and I got another one done earlier last year, and I never believed my friends when they said hey, Christian, when you get a tattoo, you're going to want more. I'm like, nah, I think I'm going to be a one and done boy. And then I got one, and I was just kind of let me look at my bank account. When can I schedule? Let me start thinking of my next one.
It's an addiction.
It's crazy.
An addiction, but it's also therapy.
I like the feeling.
It's very therapeutic.
Yeah, just kind of I don't know if it's in what ways is it therapy to you?
To me, I think I kind of have to put it back towards, I guess, my culture maybe. Because, Filipinos, we have tattooing culture, and it's very prevalent still, which is great. It's actually rising again, back up. But when I tattoo, I feel like I'm putting an energy into it. That's why it takes me a while to do it. And I feel like all tattoo artists feel that way too. But I feel an energy doing the tattoo, so I feel kind of not burnt out, but tired afterwards. Just because I'm putting all of my effort, my heart, my soul into these one-on-one sessions. And mind you, I'm an independent tattoo artist, so I only schedule about 2 tattoos a day. And every time someone has come in, we just talk. It's my own podcast, but no mics and there's no cameras, and I'm tattooing you, I'm putting a needle in you. But something about a tattoo session, especially when it's in an intimate space, when you're not in a shop and you're not bombarded by other tattoo artists doing something and people walking around and feeling like you're intruding on my time, which no one isn't. Something about it makes people want to talk. And I have had friends that have had mental health issues, and even their therapist has told them, like, you should get a tattoo. And I actually tattooed one of my friends recently.
Wow.
Yeah, that her therapist recommended her to get a tattoo.
Wow.
And she's had 3 tattoos now. And it's all have helped her to not want to do anything to herself or to think about any, mentally, what's the word? Mentally challenging things for them. Having art on your body really just makes you feel better. I don't know how else to explain it. Or like for me personally, me having my tattoos, I feel like I am automatically a unique person. Like,
wow. Yes.
One thing is that, like, for you and your tattoos, imagine a guy that looks exactly like Christian.
There's so many of us.
But no tattoos, right?
Oh, yeah.
So your tattoos make you Christian.
Yes.
It makes you you.
Oh, that's such a good way to put it.
Right?
I mean, we grow up in a society where they kind of they discipline us to not be individuals, right? They strip us of our individuality. I mean, depending on like how you grow, they tell us to do these things, like go to school, get your 9 to 5, and then and then just be part of the workforce. Yeah. Even in school, like depending on where you go, like wear uniform, or you can't wear this or that.
Right.
Or growing up in a Filipino household, where the family is very traditional. I mean, my parents still don't accept my tattoos. I mean, they've accepted it, but they despise it.
They don't like the fact that you're getting tattoos and that you have tattoos.
They keep on saying, like, that's it, Anak. That's it.
It's literally
that's
like
it.
my mom
No
is
more.
like, that's the last one.
Dude, my mom tried, like, wiping
Oh, my God. They always do
with
that.
the wrap on. And she's just like, why the they don't fucking...
Stop it.
Don't do that. And it's... So, like, I've seen a video of your dad putting a tattoo on you.
Yeah.
And that is a milestone for the entire Filipino culture, to take something so unconventional to the culture.
Right.
And not only like, and you've tattooed your dad as well, right?
We tattooed each other at the same time.
What's that? Like that sounds like fiction to me.
It's crazy to know the background of my family too, because mind you, I grew up very traditional, conservative. My dad was actually a pastor. So I was a pastor's kid. I was pastor's daughter, oldest daughter too. So all those stereotypes are there. And they weren't with it at first. I got my first tattoo when I was 16.
Oh, that's young.
So I was not supposed to get tattoos, but my auntie tattooed, so she tattooed me. They're very small. It's like these like little tiny ones right here.
Oh, I see.
But they weren't for it at first. They were just they would look at tattoos as if you're like going to become a criminal, because that's how it is in the Philippines.
Oh, yeah.
Like, they're like, anyone in the Philippines that has a tattoo is like automatically a criminal, which I fucking hate that. I hate that mindset, because we have tattooing culture. Like, it goes back pre-colonially that we have tattoos. So now
one of the oldest tattoo artists who is still alive, right?
Good, yeah.
Yes. That right there is a prime example of tattoo in Filipino culture.
Right. And like the fact that we look at tattoos as if you're going to eventually become a criminal is insane colonial mentality. And so yeah, like my dad kind of saw it that way, but me being the rebellious pastor's daughter, oldest daughter kid, I still got tattoos, especially after 18. Like, oh my God, I think I had like 5 tattoos in 1 year when I was 18. So it took a while, but once they saw that I started tattooing, and once I actually opened myself up to the public, once I got all my certifications and everything, they saw how many people were actually coming to me to get tattooed. And I've had people actually, so I'm based in Fairfield.
Shout your stuff out right now.
Doodles is my tattoo page. It's DEWDULS. I mainly do like anime tattoos, or anything like in that type of regard. Cartoon, anime shows, things
Really
like that.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the niche that I want to be put in. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. Just let me know. But yeah, we're based in Fairfield, and I've had people come from Palo Alto, San Jose. I've had people travel from LA to come get tatted by me.
Fucking flattering.
And
That's
I'm just
dope.
like, oh my God, really? And I do believe a lot of the hype came from my Filipino flashes.
Those, I wanted to talk about those specifically because, I mean, the tattoo, the flashes of, like, let's say the babies, but like
they're Kewpie babies.
Kewpie babies. So
but it's Lapu Lapu.
It was Lapu Lapu. So cool.
Yeah, I drew one of a Kewpie baby, Lapu Lapu, and him holding Magellan's head.
That's so.
And he's like, oops, sorry.
Perfect.
Yeah, I do want to do. So that's also one of the niches I want to be in. I want to be able to offer Filipino tattoos without it being, I'm so sorry, without it being the basic like sun and star and the Polynesian looking tribal, which we should not be getting. But I just wanted to offer something that Filipinos can get and appreciate their history and their culture permanently on themselves. And also encourage them to look into their own culture and their own history. Because without no history, no self. You won't know yourself if you don't know your culture and your history. And it's good to look into it. So when people see like a Kewpie baby, Lapu Lapu with Magellan's head, they'll be like, oh, that's sick. That's so cute. What is it? And I'll be like, well, now Magellan, you have to explain it. Like Magellan was the colonizer, the first colonizer, one of the first of the Philippines. And Lapu Lapu was a Visayan indigenous man, obviously, because we were all indigenous at that point. And he did not fuck with him.
No, the way he's depicted, his big warrior.
Yeah.
It's it's a beautiful thing for sure. And to see that on a Kewpie baby holding Magellan's head is one of the best like iterations. Like that's just artwork mixed with history, mixed with like the juxtaposition of like something so innocent and also patriotic for the Philippines because we're taking back our land, stuff like that is why people would travel from Los Angeles all the way to Fairfield to get a tattoo. And that's like, even though you classify your main specialty like anime related and adjacent artwork, something like that. And I think one of our first conversations was at like after Kaleidoscope at an In-N-Out, and we were talking in depth about your artwork. That stuff is so cool. I mean, I love how in tune you are with your culture, but also not being bounded by the boundaries and the tethers, the societal tethers that Filipino traditional culture comes with.
Yes, and that's kind of what I want people to feel inspired by the Filipino art that I do. There was another one that a lot of people came for. It was the Corel Bali songs. I don't know if you've ever had those like plates, those Filipino ass plates with the flowers.
Yes.
Yes, so I made a flash of a Bali song, which is the butterfly knife with the Corel patterns on it, because historically, and it's not just Filipinos, but immigrants around the 70s, the Corel plates were the most common and popular plates in America. So when we immigrated here, our grandparents or whoever immigrated here first wanted to really feel accepted by American society. So they bought those Corel plates, and that's why you still see those Corel plates at your grandparents' house, at your mom's house, at your auntie's house. It's like a symbol or symbolization of how much we wanted to fit in, but we still don't fit in.
We don't. I mean, an example that I think will exist for a long time is the Filipino auntie rocking an LV bag.
For sure.
That's like how much.
That's
our
how
culture
much
wants
we
to fit
want to
in.
like. That's how much like our aunties, our parents, our grandparents really wanted to get that like American white approval.
Dude, and they'll fucking rip a head right off its body for an LV bag.
They really do. Or like if my mom hears that I have a friend that works at like Louis Vuitton or something, dude, she'll be like, "Oh,
discount?
Can I get the discount?"
Always, dude. And they're just kind of like always the chisme about who has the better bag, or like my mom straight up like it's the stock market when it comes to Louis Vuitton bags, because like my mom with her sisters, they'd be like, I bought it for this much, but I'll sell it for this. This is new.
This is new from the vault.
And she'll be, dude, from the vault.
From the vault.
She'll say, did you see so and so's? That's fake.
That's fake. It's
That's
not
fake.
real. They bought it from the Philippines.
She brought it from the Philippines.
It's not real. It's not from America.
Dude, I don't understand why branding matters so much. Like, it was to the point where like I had this auntie who, and get your bag, literally. But she was like hustling during like COVID, and so she was like, I'm about to make hella masks. And she was making masks.
Oh, she put the LV and the Gucci on it.
Gucci, Coach, Michael Kors.
Tell me why my dad bought some
Dude,
during
of course,
COVID.
man.
Then my parents bought like Gucci, Louis Vuitton masks for COVID. And mind you, they're just ironed on.
That's all it is.
It's not from Louis Vuitton, but they want to like exude that. And I think that's also like, I've told so many people, especially my TikTok audience and people that know me for ranting about Filipinos, that like one of the biggest downfalls of Filipinos is Filipinos.
Shit, dude, we get in our own way.
We literally get in our own way. I don't know if you've ever watched General Luna. It's on Netflix, I think. I recommend watching it.
Okay.
General Luna is about this guy, General Luna, during this was post Spanish colonization, but that's right when America was like, all right, Spain is done.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to snatch up Philippines. And like I think we got sold for $70 million or something like that at the time.
Are you kidding?
Yes. Something around that. And General Luna fucking hated the Americans. He literally he's part of the military. This was under, what the fuck is his name? Aguinaldo, President Aguinaldo. So he was one of the first, I think he is the first president of the Philippines after colonization, Spanish colonization. And General Luna was like, we should not suck up to these American people. Like, we're finally out of 333 years of colonization, and we're going to sell ourselves to America. We're not even going to try to become something by ourselves. We have to be under America.
Dude, that's crazy.
And then General Luna, people were against him because the Filipino people believed that America would help us, which is like, you don't
Another
even want to.
Another example of us getting in our own way.
Yes. And then pretty much at the end, it's not a spoiler because it's history. So
So you're going to know.
But pretty much at the end, President Aguinaldo ordered for General Luna's assassination. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Because he was trying to fight for...
Because he was trying to fight for the Philippines. He was trying to fight for real freedom.
You said it was $70 million?
It was something around 70 million, or it wasn't too huge of a number.
Something less than like Leonardo DiCaprio's net worth.
Yes,
right now.
Yes. Yeah.
It was, dude, an entire like
it was not even
people.
worth it. And like General Luna was just like, we have the chance to become something. The Philippines has never gotten a chance to become anything after colonization. After colonization, we just got hammered by other fucking imperialists and colonists, and General Luna was just like, we should not succumb to it. And in the Philippines, I know that some people teach General Luna as someone that was against the Philippines, which is insane.
Whoa.
Yeah.
History, the way it could be rewritten, could be so detrimental to
they say that he was crazy. And even in the movie, he's depicted a little crazy. He was like very stern, very disciplinary. he hated Filipinos that didn't want to fight for the Philippines, which I understand.
Yeah, I mean, fight for your country.
But people in the Philippines would say that he was just a crazy general, and he deserved what he got, pretty much.
How was he assassinated?
Man, it's so sad. He got gunned down by his own military people.
You serious?
Yes.
Oh,
and it's in the movie too. But he got gunned down pretty much a whole squad of people shooting him. And it's crazy because at the time, I don't know how much you know about like indigenous Filipino culture, but we have this thing called an anting-anting or agimat.
I don't know.
Which is, I actually have one in my car. I should have brought it.
You could just send me a picture and I'll put it up on the
I'll send you a picture.
Episode.
But it's a little like charm or medallion that we've used pre-colonially that is supposed to protect us. So warriors back then would wear it on themselves, or they would even get agimat or anting-antings tattooed on them.
Whoa.
And it's supposed to protect them from enemies or anything, really. And they would get blessed by a priest or a babaylan or something.
Okay.
And General Luna had one that was specially blessed. So, or I guess enchanted, I guess is the right word. Spiritually, he had a anting-anting that actually was supposed to help him not die by Americans. He specifically got an anting-anting. He was like, I do not want to die by Americans.
So if it was going to happen, and like, look what happened. It was not by
There was
Americans.
actually a story or like a part where he was fighting the Americans and he got shot, but the anting-anting that he was holding was...
Shut up.
Yes,
really?
Yes.
That's straight out of a movie type thing.
Straight out of a movie. I
that protected him?
Yes.
What is it made out of?
Sometimes it's made out of gold. Philippines used to be the second biggest gold reserve in the world.
You're
I don't
kidding.
know if you knew that.
No, wait. So like when Spain came, did they just like,
Took
oh
that
fuck,
shit.
we hit a gold mine? Really?
Yes. The
God
Philippines
damn.
was literally the second biggest gold reserve in the world. And it was normal for us pre-colonially to wear gold.
Because we're just like, we got a bunch of
We
this.
got a bunch of it. We even had gold grills in the Philippines.
Man, we were ahead of the
I'll
time.
send you a picture.
You're kidding.
They have gold grills indigenous or pre-colonially that look like fish scales, and they would actually show you what tribe you're from, because every tribe is very different. So I don't know which tribe had the fish scales, but that's one of the artifacts that was there. But yeah, we were one of the biggest gold reserves.
So the next time, like, for any Filipino listeners out there that get flack from their parents for having tattoos or wearing some grills, just be like, pull up pictures.
Pull up the evidence, bro.
Mom,
We've
Dad,
been doing it.
It's in our culture.
It's in our blood.
So you denying me the right to be added up to have these grills is you denying our culture.
For real.
And I think growing up with TFC playing, for those of you that don't know what TFC is the Filipino channel. Growing up with that playing in the background of my childhood household, I've always noticed, like, how come a lot of Filipinos are trying to not be Filipino? You'll notice that we're constantly covering American pop songs.
Yes.
We are trying to look American. We're trying to look Western. We are trying to lighten our skin.
Wear contacts.
Yeah.
Contacts is a huge thing right now in the Philippines. They're wearing gray, light blue contacts.
Filipinos want to be either like Americans or Koreans.
Yes.
They're just like, all right, if we're not gonna be white, we're gonna be like the best, like what's
the next
considered
best. Yeah.
the best Asians right now, right?
Yeah, and
like,
it's really sad to watch because, like I said, I'm a very much history connoisseur, I guess, with Filipino history.
Yeah, love it.
And it's very sad for me to see how much we hate ourselves. Like it's ingrained as a colonial mentality. Like it's ingrained in us to think that we're not good the way that we are already.
No, we're dope.
Yeah,
We're fucking
great.
dope. I've seen on like Instagram, like these this video of just like just a normal day in the Philippines, and it's like I think it's this line of Filipinos just singing, what song is it? It's like a fucking Whitney Houston song, and they just like pass it off like every few seconds, and there's like 10 Filipinos in this line, and
they keep going.
They're singing. They're like really singing. Like when I get made fun of by a lot of like non-Filipino friends about like how much I love karaoke, but it's kind of like just in our blood.
I love karaoke,
and that is like a foundation for a lot of Filipino artists and where they start their singing journey. You know?
Right, and singing is also a part of our culture.
Yeah,
it's always been there. We've actually had musical instruments pre-colonially, and we've had art pre-colonially.
What are some of the OG instruments that we had in the
I know
Philippines?
one is I think it's called a kulintang, I think.
Okay.
I think. Oh my God, don't butcher me. I'm trying to remember as much as I can, but it's these bells, I guess.
Okay.
Or I guess they're like bells. They're like gold bells that you can like hit and it makes a, sound, kind of like a xylophone.
Okay.
So we have that. They played it a lot for different dances that we did. I did do a traditional dance called Singkil.
Okay, which one's that?
Singkil is like, so you know Tinikling, right?
I know Tinikling.
So Tinikling, they have Tinikling, which is the bamboo sticks.
Yeah, let's for our non-Filipino listeners. Tinikling is like the fucking like an ankle basher if you don't do it right.
Ankle Olympics.
Dude, it's I'll put a video up right here, but like I've never done it.
Really?
Well, because I could barely walk from point A to point B without hurting myself. Why would I have like four sticks clapping at me?
It was crazy because in my middle school, which is ACHS or ACMS, middle school, they actually had the nickeling for one of our dance things for PE.
Whoa, just for like...
Yeah, for PE. For physical education.
Whoa, so you're going to have like all these non-Filipinos also doing it.
Yeah. Because we did ballroom, like it was part of the PE agenda.
That's great that they add, because when I did ballroom for my middle school, physical education thing, we did like tango, we did salsa, we did swing.
We even did square dancing, I think.
Square dance, okay. And they added to nickeling.
They added to nickeling because obviously AC Vallejo, like the Filipino population is huge. So I was very grateful that they did that because it made people know. But yeah, the nickeling is basically you have to like imagine skipping side to side while these bamboo sticks are doing this, and you have to like not get your ankles hit.
Dude, it's
crazy. And like professional nickeling dancers will like go in circles. They'll like skip in circles and like
I've seen
dance.
videos.
Actually, I can't do that.
What was the other dance you were?
Singkil.
Okay, Singkil.
So Singkil, they have the nickeling. There's actually 4. So there's one long
like
stick.
This.
It's kind of like this,
like a hashtag.
Like a hashtag, like this. Yeah.
And the hashtag just going in and out.
Yeah, like this, like that. And then the first thing that you see, it's a story. So it's a very story-driven dance. The first thing you see is this girl with an umbrella and a princess-looking girl behind her, and the girl with the umbrella is holding the umbrella over the princess, and they're both slowly going over all of the Singkil. Or sometimes she'll even appear, it depends on the Singkil choreographer, but sometimes she'll even appear on the nickeling sticks, like she's like sitting on it, and there's men holding the sticks.
Whoa.
I'll send you pictures. She's like sitting on the sticks while men are holding, and they're like walking in, and then they like put the nickeling down, and then there's a bunch of things in that dance, but there's like people with fans. There's got a prince that's in there that has a sword, and he's like swinging it around as he's going around the nickeling, which is it's an insane dance. I was able to be a part of it. I was in my Filipino history club in high school. I think it was high school. And we were able to do that dance for the community, which was cool.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, like not a lot of people know too much about Filipino history in general.
I don't think it's taught enough. My parents didn't really like teach me.
Parents don't bother.
I mean, dude, I barely even know about like my parents' past.
Yeah,
I feel like there's something about like there's like a gap of time that my parents don't tell me about their lives in the Philippines. Like they'll tell me about their childhood.
Yeah.
They'll tell me my dad.
How they had to walk through the forest to go to school.
Dude, my dad, well, he grew up in this like area called Tondo, which like if Tondo's like, that's like if you grew up in Tondo, then like you go fuck shit up.
Yeah,
My dad said he was like the leader of this like boy gang.
Oh my god, my dad too.
Dude,
they were all in gangs.
We got the same dads. We got the same dad.
Wait, did he call it something?
I'm sure he called it something, but like it was just him, and he was like the leader, and he would walk around with with a stick, and then like he would like fight older kids that would try to like try to fuck with his neighborhood.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, he told me that he like there was like these older kids, these like this bigger group of boys that came through to like fuck with his neighborhood. And they were like talking shit or something.
Yeah.
My dad grabbed like a broomstick and like snapped it across his head,
him.
and they all just started running. And I'm like, well, because my dad is just like this wholesome accountant now. So thinking back about this like Filipino, I don't know how old he was, maybe like 12-year-old, fucking shit up in Tondo. But I mean, what kind of gang was your dad in?
Oh my god. So, like I said, my dad was a pastor. Before that, though, I think it was like high school. Him and his brother, my uncle, were in a gang, and he told me that they would go to different schools, dance battle them. Yes, I'm not joking.
Shut the fuck up.
My dad said he was a b-boy.
Oh, so he would walk around with cardboard and just be like...
Yeah, they would b-boy. Like, apparently his favorite move is like when you like hit your head and you're like this. Like, that was his favorite move. It's so weird to imagine. And then after that, they would beat each other up.
Oh, what? Yeah. That came afterwards? They would fight?
They would fight afterwards.
Like it was tradition to fight after the breakdance, or they would breakdance and that would turn into like, nah, I'm better than you, nah, I'm better than you.
Yeah. That's literally how my dad had described. He was in high school around the 80s, I think.
Okay.
Like 80s or something. So obviously like that was very big footloose time.
Mm-hmm.
And so they would dance, and then they would beat each other up afterwards.
Dude, I'm sorry. That's like the order of events is just so crazy. Like,
I don't know. Any Filipino listeners, if your dad has ever been in a b-boy battle back in the Philippines, if it's common, please let me know. But
going to different places ready to breakdance battle and then just ready to break bones afterwards, that's nuts to me.
Yeah. So, but in terms of knowing my parents' background and history, not much.
No.
I only know what they tell me from like how my parents met and like how they grew up, but nothing culturally, you know? You have to look for it.
Yeah. My mom said that a lot of boys liked her in like elementary and middle school, or in even high school.
I feel like
because
all
she had
moms say that.
hairier arms. The hairier arms are in the Philippines, at least back in the day. Probably not now. The guys would dig that. And so my mom was known for her hairy arms. And her older brothers would have to like protect her because all these guys are just hitting on her for her.
Hey,
for her
power to
hairy
her.
arm.
I remember when I was in middle school, I would shave my arms.
No need now.
No need now.
No need now.
If I go to the Philippines, it's over.
It's over. They probably want that, dude. And my mom's a hairy woman. So, I mean, like... Because I'm a hairy guy,
God.
and I've seen like my dad, and my dad's not that hairy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I got it for show from my mom, and so.
Hey, but you're one of those Filipinos that can actually grow a beard though.
Yeah, it's weird.
Blessed.
I have like chest hair. I have like a
You do?
fuck ton of chest hair.
Not many Filipino guys
I'll
get
show-
chest hair.
For the listeners that really want to fucking see, you gotta hop on YouTube. I'm showing for the first time on ICBTB history,
dude,
my cleavage. Dude,
Whoa!
I'm like a fucking gorilla.
Oh my god.
I'll just blur it in post.
You have to pay.
You have to pay.
There's a paywall.
A paywall if you want these chest pics, bro.
I have never seen a Filipino man with chest hair.
I'm the first.
Shout out to your mom.
Shout out to fucking, her hairy arms. Because, like, I don't know. That's like, it's crazy. Because my brother, he's hairless. He doesn't have any chest hair. And he can't grow a beard.
Oh, wow. So you just got picked out of the heavens or something.
I got picked out of when I was growing up, a lot of my family would make fun of me for how hairy I was.
Really?
They would make fun of me about my chest hair.
When's the first time that you grew chest hair?
High school.
High
I
school?
think around the time that I was like starting to grow, like hair like
Like
that's
around
not
here?
my mustache.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was just like noticing, and then like I would shave it, and I'd get super prickly, and then like people would like, not people, but like and I've told this on the podcast before, but like, back in the day with my first girlfriend, like I would shave it, and then when we would like, get like
Get a little saucy.
get a little saucy, she would be, and then I would be like afterwards, I'd be like, how was that? How was that?
Can you give me a Yelp review right now?
Hey, please rate me.
Please, my confidence is like boosting on this.
And she'd be like, it was fine. You're just really prickly. And then after that, I just stopped shaving my chest.
Damn, imagine being called prickly.
Yeah. What the fuck?
That's how you know that's when you just started like embracing.
I just let it grow out.
Just let it go.
Yeah, it's fine. Like it's okay.
It's a blessing. Not many Filipinos can get chest hair or beards.
Yeah.
So
I get I understand how rare it is.
yeah, it is very rare. And my family per se, like my brother, he's starting, and mind you, my brother's 10 years younger than me, so he's about to turn 16.
Okay.
Oh my God. But he's starting to grow like some stubble.
He's getting a little patchy.
And he's always had a little mustache for like 2 years now. So I'm like, are you growing a beard? That's so weird. My dad doesn't have one. I mean, he could grow one, but it never grows out fully. Like it can't grow to its full potential, So seeing my brother is starting to grow like a patchy beard, I don't really know where that's going to go. But I even told him, I was like, not many Asians in general have that much hair. So
not at all. I mean, like we're kind of fucked during the winters in general.
Oh, God, I don't even know. I had to put some of my summer foundation on so that I look more tan because I'm so pale during the winter. It's so bad. I even just talked to Joseph because Joseph, he suffers from eczema, which a lot of Filipinos in America do.
Yeah.
But when you go to the Philippines, I have never met a Filipino
the humidity,
there.
Right?
I think it's the humidity and like the weather here because I've never met a Filipino in the Philippines that has eczema.
No, they're dealing with other issues.
Yeah, they have more issues to think about than eczema. But I think it's the humidity and like how cold it gets over here. So
that makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, I actually we're actually trying to visit the Philippines this December.
Wow.
It's been
what
a while.
I hear is the best. I've never been.
What?
Right. It's always so surprising to people that I've never been.
You need to go.
My parents have just never taken me. Like they've been. My
Damn,
dad's been just.
They're fucked for
fucking
that.
lying. My dad tells me next year. And I'm
they
like,
do that
because I want to go with my parents. I don't want to go like.
It's kind of hard to go if you don't know,
right?
Like how to get around. Not that they'll take advantage of you, but it's just like, do you know how to speak Tagalog? Or
I mean, like I know
your
enough.
language? Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like
You
I
might
could get by.
Would you go to your dad's place or where was your
I
mom
probably
from?
wouldn't go to Tondo because I don't want to get a broomstick broken upon broken on my head. I don't want to go to where your dad's from because I don't know how to break dance. And I'm trying to get my ass beat.
So would
after.
you like stay in like Manila or something? Or
I
go to
don't-
the more touristy spots?
I don't know because like some people tell me like you got to go visit like Palawan.
Palawan's great.
Yeah, I mean like I hear it's beautiful. The
beautiful.
water's clear and whatnot. I've told people have told me like you don't have to go to Manila. It's just a big city. So
I personally, I don't know if anyone else knows this, but I wasn't born here. I was born in the Philippines, and I came here when I was 3. And we would visit every few years or so, not too often because it's very expensive. But I grew up in like the Bukid, like provincial ass, like no city. We don't have a mall. When I was growing up, and we would visit, we didn't have any street sections. Like they didn't. Basically, if you're driving, you good fucking luck. Like people are coming from other different directions. Like there's no lines or anything. We didn't have a street light.
holy fuck.
So but I personally really love being in the countryside and that part in the Philippines when I visit because it's very like almost surreal because here in America, everywhere you go, it's pretty much, even if it's a small town, like, there's still a Walmart or somewhere or something like that. But over there it's pure country. Like I would go to my uncle's farm, my grandpa's farm, eat the best food because they don't have fucking shit in their system to make them fatter. Like they're just naturally grown and naturally done. And I would stand in the rain and just stand there and feel nature and earth. And it's very I would definitely recommend for you to go to the Philippines and just like explore, honestly, safely.
Yeah,
safely, obviously.
Because I'm sure there are places
There's
that are not safe.
Yeah, and I live in the top part of Mindanao, which is if you see the Philippines, there's like 3 main islands.
Mm-hmm.
So Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Luzon is where Manila is.
Okay.
Visayas is where like Cebu is, and then Mindanao is where a lot of people are very wary of.
Interesting.
Because southern part of Mindanao is like where Davao is. That's where Duterte is from.
Oh, I see.
But there's like, I think people have something against Muslims, and there's a lot of Muslim people in Mindanao, and you know the Philippines is primarily Christian Catholic.
Yeah.
So they always look at Mindanao as a very dangerous place, but it's very beautiful. I was saying when I visit in December, I actually really want to film a very small documentary.
Oh, you should.
To look into my family's background, which we were talking about earlier. It's very hard, and it's easier when you're there. Like when you're in your hometown, your parents' hometown, you can go back to different files and talk to different family members and see, you know, what's happened between your family from Spanish colonization, if you can find it.
Yeah.
Most Filipinos can't, and it's sad because a lot of our culture did get wiped away because of colonization, and a lot of it got lost. But you can find something.
Yeah.
Like one of the places I really wanted to visit, I forgot what it's called. They call it Witch Island though.
Whoa, please talk about
Philippines.
Witch Island.
I think it's hold on, I'm gonna look this shit up because
that sounds wild.
It's in the Visayas, but people call it Witch Island because there's a lot of practitioners that are still there. Mm-hmm. So some people, you know, like the Philippines is like very predominantly Christian and Catholic now. In that island, they still have practitioners that do pre-colonial practices. They make bottles with like, you would think it's like potions, but it's more than that. It's like healing, and they do medicine. They have people that do hilot, which is massage. I don't know if you've had like aunties or uncles that would say like, oh, can you hilot me?
Yeah, I definitely have heard that.
Yeah. Hilot is actually a very old traditional traditional healing practice that was considered to only be available to people that would apprentice or different spiritualists and stuff like that. But it's an island in the Philippines where a lot of that is still very prevalent.
Wow, and even nowadays.
Yeah, and you can go there, you can get anting-anting there, because anting-anting is something that people have to put. Oh, I remember the word now, oraciones. It's like speaking to it so that you can put that intention into the charm, you know, into the item.
You earlier said enchantment, right?
Yeah, it's like enchantment. What is it called? Oh, it's called Sikihor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sikihor?
Sikihor.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's a very small island. Like, I don't know, like, I'll show you right now, but I'll send you pictures. But they have, like, they make, like, you know, there's, like, actual spiritual artifacts there.
Whoa.
And they make, like, voodoo, like, I wouldn't want to say voodoo dolls, but they make things similar to that. Like, potions, like, you can literally, like, and I just want to go there and try to uncover as much knowledge as I can without pushing the boundary of making it known to the public, because not everything is like open. Like, for example, if a white person was to hear how we did certain things in the Philippines,
they trip the fuck out.
Yeah, or they would steal it and they would be like, oh, this is like new age spirituality.
They'd be like, look at this like new form of holistic healing.
Yeah. So I would try not to be too open about it, but I do want to learn more about that history. That's kind of one of the things I wanted to do with filming a documentary in the Philippines. Is just, I
think you should do it.
It's for us, bro.
It's for us.
It's for us.
Philippines is a beautiful. I'm so proud. Thank you for coming on the podcast and educating me and the listeners, both non-Filipino and Filipino. about
Of
our
course.
history, about the culture and whatnot.
Of course.
I'm sure you know how these episodes end.
Yes.
I'm sure you've been warned. Because a lot of people are kind of just like, yeah, I'm fucking ready to fucking do it. And some people are just kind of like, oh, it's that time already? I guess we gotta do it. Or people can opt out. I don't always make everyone do it. Sometimes people want to freestyle rap. I like to always put that offer out there. But most people either opt in for an improv scene or not at all. So if you're down, I'm down.
I've been forewarned.
Yeah.
I've been warned by the homies. They're like, he does improv. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, I don't know if I'm good at it. I'm going to try, though.
Sometimes the best improv scenes come from non-improvisers.
Oh, really?
And sometimes the worser improv scenes come from improvisers because we don't give as much of a fuck. I mean, it's just kind of like, you know, I mean, it's just, and it's all improv. It's made up, you know, it's forgivable because it's all on the spot.
I will say I'm a very ridiculous person.
Okay.
So we'll see how it goes. I'll try it. I'll try it.
All right. Well, with that being said, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, it can't be that bad. Hey, Viv. Oh my gosh. Is that you? It's been 10 years. I've been seeing you in every single magazine. What? You're the top. You tattooed Jonah Hill's neck.
I did.
How can you describe that piece to me?
You know, so Jonah Hill was actually a very difficult client. He's actually an asshole. And he wanted this big American eagle on him. Oh. And I just told him it just doesn't really seem like something he would get. But he kept pressuring me into it. So I ended up drawing an American eagle. But to put him in spite, I drew a little Filipino flag right behind it.
He's not Filipino though. So did he ever come back? Did he ever hit you back up and say like, Viv, what's up with this Filipino flag?
No, I think
he hasn't found it yet.
No, he hasn't found it because I think Jonah Hill is actually too dumb to realize.
Wow.
Yeah, and you know, like he lost all that weight.
Yeah.
So his his ego's kind of up there.
Oh,
so,
he's cocky now.
Yeah. So he just wanted an American eagle, and there's a flag behind it, but you can't really see it very well.
Yeah.
So I kind of like put the little lines of the Filipino flag, but you can't really tell.
Cut to a day later. Leonardo DiCaprio meets up at VIV'S studio in Fairfield for a tattoo. Hey, it's me, Leo.
Hey, Leo. What's up?
Yeah, this is my girlfriend. Her name's Samantha.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. How old is she?
She's 24.
Oh, congrats.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, it's just like it's thank you so much. It's like the fifth 24-year-old this year. Yeah. Is that where I'm gonna be sitting?
Yeah, you're gonna actually lay down right here.
Okay.
So we just gotta find a comfy position for you.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, did you read my write, or did you see what I exactly wanted during this? How long is this session gonna be?
The session's gonna be a little like maybe 5-6 hours. I understand that you wanted your co-star's face tattooed.
Yeah, definitely.
Forgot what her name is. I only watch the movies for you.
Yeah, no, it's Margot Robbie for sure.
Margot
Robbie from Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, that's right.
And then next week I'm gonna get Brad Pitt for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I honestly think that the Brad Pitt tattoo would fit you more.
You think so?
I think.
All right.
I've always thought you guys were a better couple than you and Margot Robbie.
I appreciate that, but all right. So if you think we're just gonna do the Brad Pitt one today, that'll be fine. It's gonna be a 6-hour session.
6 hours, I think.
All right. So what I request upon the 6-hour session is that I want you to put all 2 of the Lord of the Rings movies, the first 2, not all 2, because they're 3 hours each. Do you happen to have green Skittles only? If you don't have green Skittles only, I'm going to have to ask your assistant. You do have an assistant?
Yeah, I do.
All right, okay. If you could get your assistant to get me sour Skittles and make them green Skittles only. Do not throw away the other colored Skittles. I like to give them to Samantha.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. And you know what I like to drink, right?
What is like a martini or something?
What kind of martini?
What kind of martini?
What kind of martini?
Leo, you know I'm poor.
Come on, you tattooed Jonah Hill's chest.
Yeah.
We know that you've got
I'm
some
humble,
money
though.
now. You are humble. Fine. Okay.
You know?
You caught me. Just a regular old
I told you like old
martini.
martinis. I already know.
I like old
You're
martinis.
just joshing me at this
I'm
point.
just joshing. I am an actor, and I did get an Oscar from what's the movie? The Revenant. And the fact that you did
You
not...
were in The Revenant?
I am The Revenant.
You
know what?
are?
I'm going to take my business elsewhere.
Why?
Because you don't know my movies.
But you know, I've always said that you always deserved an award.
Thank you.
And the fact that you got it so slow,
Yeah.
I don't know why.
It was 10 years ago when
I really loved what was it? What ate something grape that you were in?
What ate something grape is the most disrespectful recollection of a classic. What ate something grape?
Your performance was great in that.
Cut to the following week. She has Johnny Depp coming in for a tattoo. It's me. It's me, Johnny Depp.
Johnny.
Yeah, is it
Oh
okay
my
if
God.
I smoke in here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
As you must know, I'm gonna be getting every single character that I played in every single Tim Burton movie that I've acted in.
Of course.
So
Okay, which one do you want first? Do you want Willy Wonka or do you want Edward Scissorhands?
I'm offended that you think it's gonna be the Willy Wonka one because that one bombed. It's
Really?
gonna for sure go with Edward Scissorhands.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yes.
Okay, let's go Edward Scissorhands.
All right.
What's after that?
After that, I believe I had a speaking role in. You know what? I'm so drunk right now that I can't remember my Tim Burton movies.
Oh God, how have you been?
I've been better.
It's been a
been better.
it's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, I mean, I took a break
Yeah,
after the whole Amber Heard thing.
yeah.
I just had to take a hiatus.
Mm.
I'm much better. I am not completely sober, but I'm fine.
Okay.
All right. So, how's this work? How many was it?
It's probably like gonna be like 6 hours. I was thinking Edward Scissorhands Kawaii version.
Would love that.
Right.
You read my writer, right?
Yeah.
So, 6 hours. What I want playing on the screen are both Lord of the Rings movies. The Fellowship
You know
of the
what's
Ring.
crazy?
What?
Leonardo DiCaprio just asked for that last week.
I remember him from my acclaimed film. What's it called?
Something eating Mr. Grape?
Something's Eating Mr. Grape is the most offensive recollection of one of my favorite films. I'll be taking my business elsewhere.
All right. I don't cater to white men anyways.
And scene. All right. And that's improv.
That was the best I could do.
That was great. That was really good.
I just imagine what I would actually say to them.
Please don't say you'd
literally-
actually say.
Yeah.
I loved you in something eating grapes.
Yeah.
Someone's eating grapes?
What do you know what movie I was talking about?
What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Yes, What's Eating Gilbert Grape?
Oh, you for sure couldn't remember that. That wasn't a bit. That was like you for sure did not remember.
I for sure did not remember.
Oh, wow. That's so funny. That's so funny.
But that's something that would actually come out of my mouth if I were to ever to meet someone, because I always have like mouth clusters. Like when I'm excited and nervous, I'll just be like,
What's Eating Grapes?
Yeah, I was like, I loved you in.
You shouldn't start off a sentence by saying, I loved you in this movie that I don't remember.
Oh God! And they're just gonna be like,
Sure, you
wow,
believe that. Okay,
wow,
all
wow.
right.
Yeah, it's okay. It's like it's whatever. Leonardo DiCaprio and Johnny Depp aren't the best people, so I wouldn't be so mad at it. You know,
You wouldn't be really hurt by it at all.
No.
Yeah, that was a great improv scene. I like how it ended. You don't cater to white men. Boom.
No,
Perfect place to end the scene.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for doing that with me.
You're welcome.
Before we get out of here, go ahead and look into your camera and plug all of your stuff. Where can people find you? What can they look forward to? And all of that jazz.
So we're actually having a new upcoming event for your homies on January 27th. It's to help support the making of C's, directed by David Doria. So all of the proceeds will go to funding the film. And you also get a chance to win a free tattoo.
Hey.
If you like, it's a pay whatever you want event. So you can literally pay whatever you want. If you put like $10, you get like the certain amount of raffle tickets, and then you get entered in a raffle to win a free tattoo. There's 3 winners. So don't think you might not win. You might win. You can find me on Doodles for tattoos, DEWDULS. My tattoo submission form is in the link in bio. My Instagram's kind of harder to find. I'm just gonna make people try to find it.
You're not even gonna tell them.
No, you're just gonna have to find it. You'll find
see it.
You'll see it somewhere. You'll find it. That's kind of why I made it kind of hard to find.
If you follow your homies,
you'll
gram,
find it.
You'll find it. You'll see Viv everywhere.
Yeah. So,
and then one last thing, if you could leave the listeners with a phrase, a saying, a word, a quote that reminds them that it can't be that bad.
You know, as we've talked in this podcast, no history means no self. So I encourage everyone to look into their own backgrounds, their history, talk to your parents, try to fill that void. Remember humanness. You're only human. Don't be so hard on yourself. Just keep going. Find what you want to do. Keep going. If you don't like it, keep going. It really can't be that bad. It can't. We're here once, and then that's it. So it can't be that bad. You just gotta live. That's it.
Love it. Thank you for coming on the podcast, Viv. Till next time, baddies, you guys know where to find the podcast. You guys know where to find me because you're already here. And I'll see you guys next time.
See you next time.
Peace out and bye.
Bye.
Can't be that bad, oh, it 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 can't be that bad.